Well, hello, vinyl community, and any fans of Willie Nelson who may have found this video. My name's Jacob, coming to you from the Dallas Open Micer YouTube channel. It's 4th of July weekend, 2021. I've been sitting around in the living room, thinking about well, things from the past that I once enjoyed and we'll never get to experience again. In that train of thought, this holiday weekend here, my mind naturally touched upon my memories of seeing some of the performances at Willie Nelson's picnics when they were going on at the Billy Bob's honky tonk, several years back, and I thought, well, why should I be selfish and keep these thoughts to myself? Surely that there are some people out there, out there in the world at large that would enjoy hearing me ramble on about Willie Nelson and country music and record albums, and so I thought I'd make this into a vinyl community video for you. So here we have this fella. I'll be sharing you, Willie Nelson records and CDs of some of these artists I got to see at the Willie Nelson's picnic, focusing on their connection to Willie Nelson. So here we have Willie Nelson, the Family Live. This incredible gatefold here, all these musicians just lying on top of each other in a heap. That's something else. And here they are standing on the Texas flag. Hope their shoes were clean. So this Willie Nelson, the picnic that he gave his name to was something that came out of the. I'm sorry, I got a squeaky table. I've been neglecting to WD-40 it. The Dripping Springs reunion concert of 1972 planted the seed in Willie's mind of having an annual 4th of July picnic concert celebration. The picnic turned out to be quite a popular thing. It attracted many great names in country music and related genres, but of course the downside of this, the flaw here in Willie's thinking was that it was a good idea to hold an outdoor concert event in the summer in Texas. Not a good idea. I'm an American patriot. I'm red, white, and blue to the core. But I honestly would have perhaps preferred a St. Patrick's Day festival or something, like Willie's St. Patrick's Day or Valentine's Day. We'll call it Willie's Love Fest in February. I think March would be Willie's St. Patrick's Day picnic would have been better. It's about the best weather we can hope for in Texas, anyway, that would have been great. But what we got is the 4th of July picnic, and love it or not, that's what we have, and that's where my memories are gonna go. So I first saw Willie Nelson back in 2006 at the Hollywood Bowl in California. Had a wonderful evening there. It was the LA Symphony or Philharmonic, whatever. They came out and they did a set with Willie at the opening of the show, playing some of the standards. I remember they did Blue Skies, and then Willie came out with the band, and they all did they kicked it off for set 2 with Whiskey River, and it was just a memory that I'll cherish to my grave. So I moved to Texas in 2008, and I thought, oh, this will be exciting. I get to see Willie Nelson in his home state of Texas with real Texans, and went and saw Willie play at the honky tonk Billy Bob's in the Cowtown part of Fort Worth, and it was not a great experience. The place was overcrowded, and the sound system in there was just terrible, and the honky tonk itself was not designed as a music venue. It was a stockyard facility, and so it was not what you call a listening room, or didn't even have the sound quality you expected an outdoor venue. I was left with a very sour opinion or taste in my mouth, and had negative thoughts about Billy Bob's, and was not in any hurry to go back and see him there again, and passed up on seeing quite a few artists there, and things changed for me. I saw this. Where's this? This fella here, Billy Joe Shaver. This is the live album from Billy Bob's, a show I did not go to. I remember seeing, I think, something else that weekend. This was a Saturday show. I think I saw Billy Joe at another venue around town in the Metroplex, and I'm not going to drive out to Fort Worth with their terrible sound system at Billy Bob's, so I missed out on this historic recording here, and I do regret that. A Billy Joe Shaver concert in a terrible venue it's still one of the greatest experiences you could have had in life, and I learned the error of my ways, and had many opportunities to see Billy Joe twice in one weekend when he'd come up here and play around Dallas. That was a great treat. So I saw Billy Joe Shaver for the first time at the Granada Theater, February of 2011, and I became a big fan. Not a fan of country music. I thought these guys were exceptions to the rule. But this would start my journey to become a country music fan, and Willie's Picnic played a major role in it. So this album here, Billy Joe Shaver, was a regular at the picnics. Saw him at the 2012 picnic. That was the first picnic I went to, and remember, they put the poor fella outdoors. They had in 2012 they had, some of the bands were playing inside in the air conditioning, and some of the bands were forced to play out in the heat, and they put Billy Joe out there, a little. Oh my goodness, courtyard or whatever they have out, off to the side of the building, and played under direct sunlight, and it was a physically demanding experience to just stand in the audience for that one. I couldn't imagine having to perform under such inhumane conditions. But anyway, I was starting to get hooked on the Willie Nelson Picnic, even though he made you suffer for it. So if you do go to the Billy Bob's, you get to they have the concrete slab there where Billy Joe put his hands. So he's missing some fingers, and you can put your hand over the impression if that's something you enjoy doing. Billy Joe and Willie were lifelong friends, and what we got here, that's got a nice Willie connection. They have some bonus tracks with the Wacko from Waco that they they did a duet number in the song about when Billy Joe got into a gunfight and shot a man in the face, and made a playful little tune out of it. And then there's the demo recording of the Get Go, which I think is a better version, a more stripped down version than the recording you get on Billy Joe's Long in the Tooth album. So for that reason alone, I'd recommend seeking this out. Well, let's see if we got any more Willie Nelson, Billy Joe Shaver connections to talk about here. We got this record from 1985 that Willie recorded 3 Billy Joe Shaver songs on. This is the Me and Paul album, of course. Paul, the longtime drummer. You may know that song "Me and Paul" from the that big smash hit compilation album from the 70s. But here we got this record kicks off with "Georgia on a Fast Train" on side 1. Side 1 closes with "Old Five and Dimers Like Me," and the record ends with "Black Rose." So you get three Billy Joe Shaver classics here. 1985. There's a really creepy picture of Paul English on the back. Looks like he's Dracula or something. He's got a cape on. It looks like something. So wearing some kind of outfit that Anton LaVey would be wearing. Looks like a LaVeyan Satanist. But quite a good listen for the 1980s. This came out the same year as that Highwaymen, that bloated, overproduced record where Willie and some of his country pals got together and formed a super group. This is a better listen. Let's see what else we got. Another Billy Joe Shaver connection here. This says Willie Nelson, the Band of Brothers, with 14. I don't know. I'm mispronouncing the word 14. Let me take a sip of water. We've got 14 new recordings from one of America's most treasured songwriters. It includes The Wall, Wives and Girlfriends, and Bring It On. What this hype sticker fails to mention is that got two brand new at the time Billy Joe Shaver songs. We've got the Get Go, and he did a duet with Jamie Johnson. I would prefer that Jamie Johnson did not appear on this recording, but I didn't have final approval on what came out here, but got the Get Go. Like I said earlier, my favorite version of that is on this one, and got the song "Hard to Be an Outlaw." "Hard to Be an Outlaw." Willie and Billy Joe recorded that together, and they performed that one on the David Letterman show. It was Billy Joe making his network television debut with Willie. For Billy Joe is 75 years old, I believe, when he finally made it to network TV. It was good that David Letterman was still around. It would have been absolutely terrible if you waited that long in life, and you make your network television debut and you got to do it on James Corden show. Not our favorite import from Great Britain. I remember thinking when we had Piers Morgan over here that he was insufferable, but I'd rather have a dozen Piers Morgans for trade that for one James Corden. Probably the one of the worst things that's ever happened to television. But here we have a good, Willie, always giving his dues to his old pal Billy Joe. Oh, and failed to mention that the George on a Fast Train was one that Willie would perform in concert quite a bit. Played that one at the picnic there at one of the shows I went to. Let's see who we have next in our box of fun. This fella that I had not known about, Johnny Bush. He of course wrote the song "Whiskey River" that kicks off all those Willie Nelson concerts. He had been a pal of Willie since the 1950s. They'd played in bands together. This is the Green Snakes album on CD, of course. Johnny Bush put this out in 2001. But I didn't know at the time when I picked this up there was something special hiding on the inside. For the first 3,000 copies, you got a bonus disc with some demo recordings from 1962. Johnny Bush, his pal Willie Nelson, playing guitar for him on these very rough sounding demos. So this shortly before Willie dropped his first album on the Liberty label. So this photo goes a bit farther back to the 50s here. I don't know if you're zooming in or whatever, but a wonderful little surprise. I picked this one up used, not knowing anything about this bonus disc, and sometimes you get wonderful surprises in life. And of course, this has the fan favorite, the green snakes on the ceiling, always featured in Johnny Bush's live shows. If I hadn't gone to a Willie Nelson picnic, I don't know how soon I would have found out about this guy. And he was a regular performer at the much better Fort Worth Honky Tonk Lil Red's Longhorn Saloon, just up the hill from Billy Bob's, and you'd come through and play there every few months, and it was always something to look forward to. Last 2.5 years or so of Johnny Bush's life, that was on my calendar for those Saturday nights. I just couldn't beat that. Let's see what else we got here. Got another Johnny Bush release here with this special guest Willie Nelson. This is when Johnny was on the Delta label after getting dumped from RCA when he lost his voice. It's a story in itself, in and of itself. I got some wonderful photos of Willie and Johnny through the years, showing that they have had a long-standing friendship. And this album's titled "Together Again." If you see this title, "Together Again," you think of these couple of old pals getting together again, having a good time. And then you drop the needle on this, and the song, it's the Buck Owens song "Together Again" from 1964, I believe, and it's a romantic song about lovers being reunited, and Willie and Johnny are singing a duet on this, and they're talking about the teardrops falling, and getting back together and being in each other's arms, and not having any lonely nights, because they're together again, and that's sort of it's probably not the best choice of song for these two legends. I don't know if I don't think they intended it to come across as two lovers finding one another again after some time apart. But that sure is what it sounds like when you listen to this. I don't think that was intended. I don't know what goes on in Willie's tour bus. I don't know if he was dropping hints, but I think that was had an unintended romantic message that was it just strikes me as a little bit odd. I think it mars the the enjoyment of the album with if that's not what they're intending. Not wanting to be judgmental. Then Johnny plays the Whiskey River as track number 2 there. It was back in the early days. He would when he'd sing it. He would say drowning, and this is got that drowning in a whiskey river vocal and or lyric, and over time he did drop that extra D in the word and switched over to drowning, which was great when Johnny and Willie teamed up for this one. Honky Tonic. This is the first Johnny Bush album I ever picked up, and it impressed me immediately. I got it as a clear inside him, so I find a lot of things, and then I became an aggressive purchaser of Johnny Bush albums. But it closes here with a duet, Whiskey River, and that's I think a better song for a duet, and it's got the the faster Willie Nelson arrangement that kicks it off with the big, I guess, percussive opening, and it just takes off at a gallop. The song originally was a much slower number, but it sticks to these guys. Willie and Johnny both played with Ray Price. They were Cherokee cowboys, and they keep that honky tonk western swing feel on this one. There's some good steel guitar and fiddle playing going on, and of course the unmistakable sound of good old Trigger, of all those recordings of Whiskey River out there that you might have heard, other than the definitive version on that Willie and the Family Live. This version's definitely worth checking out. It's quite infectious in a good way. Oh, let's see what we got next in this box. I'm starting to get warmed up now. It's another favorite from these Willie Nelson picnics, the good old Leon Russell, and it's their 1979 live album. Another gatefold. Look at that. They're having a great time there. This is what a gatefold's all about. There they are on the back. This is a delightful listen. You can just tell they're having a good time on this record. It's nice and loose. Nothing too bloated here. Yes, maybe some of the tracks are a little bit sloppy, but by all means, it's something you can check out, and you'd be hard pressed not to enjoy this. Saw Leon Russell at the 2013 picnic, and he came out in a red Hawaiian shirt. He kind of looked like a tropical Santa Claus with his long white beard and hair, and played the song Tightrope. And I was looking for my copy of that Carney album. I couldn't find it anywhere. He did not play Stranger in a Strange Land. I saw Leon Russell a few times as an opener, and never got to hear that one. But Tightrope was one that he kept in that set list for those those shorter 30, 45 minute sets. And anyway, if you know where I left my where my copy of Carney is hiding, you can let me know in the comments below. I got it on the Leon Greatest Hits record. Will satisfy my my needs for that song for now. But I'd like to know where that record disappeared to. Well, let's move on and see what other of Willie's friends made it out to good old Fort Worth. This Chris Christopherson fella. He had a little gravelly voice. Not in his prime. He apologized for not being able to live up to whatever expectations the audience might have had for him, and stopped in the middle of the me and Bobby McGee, and so like, hey, if I had a fuller band with me, this would be really great right now. But it was still a nice treat. These Willie Nelson picnics, they were not pricey. The cost of the ticket to go in and see all these bands was less than what you'd pay for a cheap Willie Nelson T-shirt inside the venue, and so you sure got your money's worth if you were willing to sweat it out and see these performers outdoors. And it was this is the only time I've seen old Chris Christopherson. I was at a Willie's picnic. This is the songwriter record. I guess they did a movie together, music from Songwriter. Did not see it. 1984. Look at that, still in the shrink with the price tag. So this record used to be at the Montgomery Ward department store. I didn't know they had records at Montgomery Ward back in 1984, but this is originally priced at $8.49. Hard to believe. It's not a bad listen. It's really got that 1980s Willie sound, which it's not drenched in 80s production. The way not like what you get on the Highwaymen. This is better, but you could tell it's 1980s. There's a number on here called Songwriter, where Willie takes some shots at record executives and really gives them a piece of his mind. He uses some he does a little bit of cussing on this one. Paints quite a graphic picture of what a record executive could go do to himself. Willie standing up for the songwriters, giving them a voice, as they kind of took him for granted back in his Nashville days. Oh, let's see what we got next. Oh, more Christopherson connections. This Christopherson tribute album that Willie put out, the cover album, 1979. That's a nice one. Good stuff on here. So I'm just reading the liner notes. The name Jerry Reed jumped out at me on the back here. I'd never noticed that before. Mr. Jerry Reed played electric guitar on You Show Me Yours, courtesy of RCA Records. Well, that's nice. Anything with Jerry Reed is worth giving a chance. Good stuff here. Oh, this is the heavy bloated. There's Chris Christopherson. The other Highwaymen here, I never saw Waylon or Johnny Cash in concert. They also did these picnics with Willie. But this Chris Christopherson, there he is, showing up in the clouds. Good idea to bring all these guys together, but if I had been a country fan in 1985, I'd have to say this was disappointing. But what I brought this record out for is is to do a little segue. Watch this. This is like the Highwaymen done in an alternate universe. This is the Honky Tonk Heroes CD that Billy Joe and Eddie Shaver put out as it came out in 2000, and it's like the Highwaymen, but you take Johnny Cash out and replace him with Billy Joe Shaver, and you know, they didn't all. I don't think there was one big studio session for this. They just kind of picked away at it over the years until they had enough recordings to put together. But you know, no definitive versions of any of these songs. But you know, if you were thinking, well, hey, I wonder what would happen if Chris Christopherson sang Willie the Wandering Gypsy and Me. Well, you got to get this to find out. And there's a nice picture in here of all those guys from the Highwaymen minus Johnny Cash, you know, looking over and grinning at Billy Joe Shaver. Good stuff. You know, Willie does "I'm just an old chunk of coal," and you know, there's that lyric in "I'm just an old chunk of coal" that you know, everybody gets wrong. And I was watching this Norm Macdonald interview on Netflix with Billy Joe Shaver, and he brings that lyric up. And if you get the Billy Joe Shaver autobiography, this is a very short read, and then the back half of the book is song lyrics. But on page 108, it has the lyrics to "I'm just an old chunk of coal." I'm just an old chunk of coal, but I'm going to be a diamond someday. I'm going to grow and glow till I'm so pluperfect. Going to put a smile on everybody's face. And you know, Willie sings plum pure and perfect, I believe is what he said. He got it wrong, but you know, if he was to record that song again, or you know, I don't know, Billy Joe didn't feel that he could point that out to him. You know, I'd not heard that word pluperfect before. It was, you know, not part of my vocabulary. But oh, there you have it. Just another opportunity to ramble on about something. I was using an old joke card as a bookmark. You know, might as well read the joke. Eternal optimists can die without having to admit that they are wrong. Oh, that's a good one. Let's put this book back and see what we got next. Oh, digging. We're getting near the end here. These fellas asleep at the wheel, Ray Benson and company, saw them that 40th anniversary picnic, and I was getting a little late in the afternoon, and I was feeling pretty beat by then. You know, so my wife didn't go with me that year because we had endured a little bit too much of the heat. Like in 2012, we you know, ended up abandoning the picnic for a while to go cool off. We're trying to cool off, and before Willie came on, ended up missing Charlie Pride. Thought, you know, well, I don't want to die. You know, while I'm watching the Charlie Pride concert, it was just a little got a little too much heat. I thought, yeah, I'm sure I'll get to see Charlie Pride again some other time, and it never actually happened. So it was one of those things I missed out on in life. Anyway, it was back in 2013. We had Asleep at the Wheel at the show. Before they came on, I was at this concert unattended. I made a deal with my wife. I'll go to the concert during the day. I'll see all the daytime acts, and then I will skip Willie this time. We'll come home and watch some fireworks. We'll see a fireworks show. And then the 2014, I did a reverse of these things you do to have a happy, thriving marriage. skipped the daytime acts, and then I went and saw Willie at night. But these the daytime acts, 2013, was like, when I got to see Chris Christopherson. Those were special treats. But I was overcome by heat, and I had cast my dignity to the wind, and I took myself a lie down under some shade, and I heard I was probably some miles and miles of Texas or something coming up. Oh, the wheels going, and I dragged myself back to an upright status, and got to see Ray Benson and folks there at the Willie's Picnic. This album here was a fun listen. I use that a lot to describe these things. Not an inspired performance, but I'd recommend picking this up maybe if you saw a used copy. I did not feel the need to pay full price to get this as a vinyl release. I got this as a clearance item. But they're having a good time on here. Again, nothing inspired, not a must-have, but good stuff. And anyway, so I got to see Sleep at the Wheel at the Picnic. They were actually playing in Fort Worth last night, and I saw that pop up on their concert calendar. I thought, oh my goodness, that's gonna be a lot of fun. I get out and see a concert again, and then I thought, hold your horses, Jacob. That's going to be an outdoor concert in Fort Worth. You could get the COVID fatigue and after being out there in the heat and being miserable, rough drive home. So I skipped that one. I'm hoping that Ray Benson will be playing an air-conditioned venue before too long. But anyway, something wonderful happened during this show. This fella Dale Watson, this is his El Rancho Azul album. There's the broken spoke at the back. Dale Watson was watching the side of the stage, and I don't know if they planned this one in advance, but Dale came out and played a few numbers with Asleep at the Wheel, which was quite a thrill. Dale Watson was one of the artists who was watching other performers. Some folks were not doing that, but I know Dale was he watched all of Billy Joe Shaver's set before playing here with Asleep at the Wheel, and fortunately they did when Dale got his set, he got to play inside, so got to cool off for a bit, and so he did that song Where Do You Want It. It was my first time hearing him perform that song live, and that's a real musical roller coaster ride. The fictional account of the Billy Joe shooting there at the outside the Papa Joe's saloon, and anyway, Dale Watson. I don't know that I have anything where he's performing with Willie. Nothing came to mind, but glad to see him with Asleep at the Wheel at Willie Nelson's Picnic. Oh, let's ramble on. I don't know how long this video is getting. I'm getting near the end though, and I'll just stick with one. I'll show you one more record before we wrap it up. We'll close this one here with Willie's old boss, Ray Price. They got together here in 1980, and they recorded this San Antonio Rose record. And Willie had been a Cherokee cowboy and had played on Ray Price's Bob Wills tribute album in the early '60s, and they did a good job here. You run into some of that duetting problem where it sounds like they're lovers communicating with one another through tender song, but it's got a nice Western swing honky tonk feel to it. We've got it's the steel guitar. Buddy Emmons plays on this one here, and we got Johnny Gimbel on fiddle. So a very nice return to Ray's roots. When I saw Ray here at the picnic, I did not know that. I knew him as a countrypolitan singer, doing that Nashville sound, and was very happy to see him. But it's that 1950s Ray Price that I really enjoy, and they do on this record. They've got recapture some of that sound. This thing kicks off with San Antonio Rose, but then we get I'll Be There If You Ever Want Me. It's probably my favorite Ray Price song. We got Release Me, but we do have Crazy Arms, and it was nice hearing on side 2 we got Nightlife, that was a big one for Ray, and then getting to hear Willie Nelson play it with him, very good treat. And Faded Love, on closing us out here, we get a background vocal from Crystal Gale. These country records can offer you a lot of surprises there. So nice collection, 1980. Very good record from this time period, and a good record for any time. Well, there's my my trip down memory lane. We'll see how many of you made it to the end when I dig into the analytics of this video. I know that I lost some folks along the way, but if you made it this far, I appreciate you. I don't know, maybe you were just doing this out of laziness, playing it in the background. Didn't have the energy to get up and turn me off. I don't know if you're watching on the TV, but if you haven't watched a video of mine before, I often like to read a joke at the end. I got a trusty joke box, and I like to read one for you. Oh, here's a good one. It's a little American joke. Good one for the 4th of July weekend. Well, I'd like to think. Oh, here I'll do a countdown. I'd like to think that I'm a bit wiser than the masses of American sheeple who keep on falling for the same old pack of lies. It takes a fresh pack of lies to get the better of me. Well, I like that one a lot. So if you're a new viewer to my channel and you'd like to watch more of my content, I think I'll put a link to my introductory video. I'll put it right here, and you can watch that if you'd like to see more. Find out a little bit more about me. You can put the link there. Thank you all for watching. Hope you have a happy 4th, or enjoy whatever time of the year it is you happen to see this video.